All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Got about 1 o'clock Eastern time on the dot. So thank you for joining me. My name is Cesar Rivas. I'm the sales executive for Sound POS, and today we'll be doing our monthly workshop. If you're not familiar with the workshop, I do these on the second to last Wednesday of every month. We used to do it on the last Wednesday of every month a couple of years ago, but we realized that sometimes end of month can be a little hectic. So we moved it 1 week earlier so more people would be able to be part of this. If you haven't been in one of these calls before, again, we've been doing these for about 3 years now. Um, I'll do the first 15 minutes of the call, something new, something different. And then the last 15 minutes is pretty much the same thing from call to call. It's just pretty much a sales pitch. Now, if you haven't seen any one of these, they're all recorded and on our YouTube channel. If you go to Sound Payments, and I would encourage you, you got many of them, different types of topics, different things that I go over and so forth. All right. So again, my name is Cesar Rivas. I'm the National Sales Executive for Sound POS. And well, today what we're going to be talking about is a bodega and a couple of things that pertain to that type of an establishment. All right. Now remember, Sound POS, the idea is that we empower you, the reseller or the ISO, so that you can provide the merchant with the tools to do their run their business without having to worry on the little things. And we now do offer a very broad range of onboarding and hardware options. So the Bodega is kind of, if you're not familiar, you're gonna find these mainly in New York, I think is where I've seen those. It's pretty much a convenience store just with a Hispanic name. Okay. They tend to sell a lot of different stuff. Probably a little bit stronger on the serve food side. They've got kind of that walk-up counter where you can choose some ready-made food, or maybe they'll prepare something for you. New York, of course, you may have tried a bagel at a bodega and things like that. So they're customized to your order. Today, we're going to be looking at how we utilize modifiers um, in order to keep track of inventory, or even how do we utilize modifiers with regards to prepared food. If you've been here, I think it was a couple of months ago that I had a call around attributes, which are a type of modifiers. Sometimes, when I talk about that, I do have some clients who may not have a lot of clarity in terms of the difference. But an attribute is something that is unique, like a size or a color, where you can usually not add more than one size, for example, or small or medium or large, or one color, and unless it's a mixed color item. Well, the modifier is different because you can add, let's say that the modifiers are your sauces, like ketchup, mustard, and things like that. Then you can actually, add all of them at once. It's not a problem doing that. So that's really the main difference about modifiers. 1 second here. All right. So as I said, today we're going to be focusing on the modifier. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into the web portal, log in here real quick, and I'm going to be using a convenience store. Like I said, Bodega is a kind of a convenience store. Um, so let me go ahead and log into this micro mart that I have got, because it does have, of course, prepared food and things like that. Okay. So I want to show you on the serve food side. I'm gonna go to the catalog here, right? We're gonna go to serve food, which is where I usually use modifiers. It's not the only application. It could also be utilized for other types of like services and things like that, or options of things that you're gonna be acquiring. Um, so let's see. Let's look at the actual items. Okay. These are all the items that I've got in the serve food menu. So things like a salad, like a burger, a hot dog. And again, the premise here is that you can utilize a modifier to keep track of inventory. What I mean by that is a hot dog, for example, is made up of different products, which you keep track of separate, right? So the bun and the sausage, those are really how you need to track the hot dog. There's no such thing as tracking a hot dog per se, especially, I don't know if you've noticed sometimes the buns come packaged in a different number that does not match the number of sausages that you have. So for example, in the case of the hot dog here, what I did is in our system, you can create modifiers and then group those modifiers just to make it easier to assign. So for the hot dog, I actually create a group called the hot dog, the sausage and bun count. And that's where I keep track of this modifier. So if you notice, the hot dog is not being kept track of over here. Same thing with like the burger, right? Again, the burger is made up of many ingredients, but you're probably going to want to keep track of the bun and the meat patty primarily. All right. So what did I do? I created a modifier group called burger inventory. Okay. And that includes the bun and the meat patty. So we go back here to the list of items and I go only to modifiers, right? Then you're going to see that the burger bun, I do have an inventory based on the burger bun, all right, and a minimum threshold. Same thing if I look at the patty, right? The burger patty, I do have inventory here. So every time that I add one of those to the actual burger, it'll automatically discount that from my inventory here, and I'll be alerted that I am low on, buns or on patties and so forth. Okay, so that's the way that you set it up. And if you want to look again at the modifiers, what we do is we create individual modifiers. So for example, for the burger inventory, the separate modifiers are the burger patty and the burger bun, and I group them under here. And for the hot dog, then we've got the sausage and the bun count, again, which is made up of the sausage and a bun modifier. So what does that look like when you are on the actual terminal? Let me show you here real quick. Just bear with me 1 second while it logs in. Yes. Leave, get me here. Okay, we're gonna look at, I actually have my E800 for here for the office. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what that looks like on the actual terminal. All right, bear with me 1 second while I pull that one up. Okay, and I'll zoom in just so you can see it a little bit bigger. Okay, I know it's pretty big already, but just make sure you don't miss anything here. All right, so if I go on here onto the sales screen, right, and I choose my served food, okay, so on the hot dog side, right, we've got the sausage and bun count, which I'll add on here. Okay. We are in the final stages of being able to add items automatically on the modifier side. And then you got other things that it comes with, right? So these are the optional toppings, which again, why is this a modifier and not an attribute? Because I can choose relish and I can choose chili. And I can actually choose double chili, so it'll charge me, a little bit more if I wanted to. And these are the sauces that it comes with. So I can say, I don't want any ketchup, I only want mustard. Okay. Excuse me. So this is how the hot dog is ordered. Excuse me. By the way, since our system does support kitchen printers, if you did have a kitchen printer assigned to this product, then what would print out would be this section here. Same thing if we do a burger, for example. Again, you've got your inventory items, which are your burger patty and bun, and you'll be able to load those automatically shortly. And then these are the toppings that it comes with that you can add, right, at no price. Lettuce, and assuming that, the sauces are on the side. So that's in terms of modifiers and how you can utilize the modifiers to keep track of inventory, as well as adding additional items. All right. The second item that I wanted to cover today is actually we're not ready for it as of yet. On our website, what's been announced is the give me 1 second here while I pull this up. What's been announced on our website is the integration for scale. We are in the final stages of integrating a MicroStar scale. Like I said, it's already been done. We're pretty much on the testing side. Excuse me. So I apologize. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show a live demo of the of the scale today. But I do want to show you something because our system is already prepared for you to utilize or sell items by weight. Okay. Again, if I go to my served food stuff, I do have a couple of served item here. Sorry about that. Go to my food stuff here and go to served food. I do have a couple of items that I sell by weight already. Okay. Um, I've got the house salad that I sell by weight over here. And actually, if you go to our what is it? Groceries. I also have beef jerky that I sell by weight. So on our system, the way that you do that is you can activate sale by weight, and then you can choose, what is the unit you're gonna utilize. Now you can utilize any unit. It can be not just weight unit. If you wanted to sell something by inches or by volume, by cups, quarts, whatever that is, you can also do that here, just activating the sale by weight. If we go here on the served food side, I actually didn't even include a unit. I would say pound would probably be the best unit to sell the salad, right? So we go on the POS side. I'm going to go ahead and just clear this cart real quick. Let me do a quick sync since I just updated the weight for this. Let's see here, synchronize. Okay. And it does accept you inputting fractions. All right. Now keep in mind, of course, a pound is 16 ounces. So it's not like the metric system where it's based on tens. So obviously, if if it's 1 ounce, 1 pound, 8 ounces, it'll be 1.5 pounds on our system. So if you look at served food, then if I say, all right, salad by the pound, I'll say, okay, I'm taking 1.5 pounds. Okay, it'll do that calculation for you automatically. Okay, same thing if we go to groceries. I sell the beef jerky by ounce. I can say, all right, I'm actually doing 3.5 ounces. Okay, and it'll do the calculation for you. What's going to happen with the scale is that you're going to be able to choose the item that's going to be sold by weight and just put it on the scale, and it'll automatically populate the quantity in terms of the weight that you're going to be utilizing on there. Okay. And again, we're in the final stages. It's already been integrated, but we want to make sure that when we do release it, that it's actually released with no questions and no bugs or anything like that. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears now. That's pretty much the new stuff that I wanted to present to you guys today. We're going to switch gears over now to, like I said, kind of a quick sales presentation of Sound POS. All right. So first thing, I want to mention about us is that we are a software development company that specializes in the payment services industry. So we're not a processor, gateway, or anything like that. We don't deal directly with merchants. We can, if you'd like, do a demo for a merchant prospect you may have, but you need to be on the call in case any conversations around pricing arise during the presentation. All right, we're out of Jacksonville, Florida. Been around for about 8 years, and Sound POS has been around for about 3 years now. Many things that we're going to be adding in the near future, including additional hardware such as Deja Vu, Nextgo, and Valor. It's a pretty secure, customizable POS system for small and medium businesses. It can hold a lot of products. I'd say, these are some of the features that I always like to mention. So you've got flexibility in the way that you can track of inventory, as you saw. We even have a template you can utilize to upload your initial inventory. Or if you have an existing file, you can utilize or create a mapping template so you can import that existing file seamlessly. It does come with the ability to restrict access to functionalities by employees. So you can have an employee who can't add any inventory, but can do sales, or maybe somebody who can do sales, but cannot do anything regarding inventory. And it comes with a time card feature. So your employees are able to clock in, clock out, and then you can export that as a report in Excel at the end of the pay period. It also comes with a customer's personal database. Now, you can store, name, address, all that good stuff. You even have a template you can utilize to import if you have an existing database. And it comes with two features built into that customer's database. One thing is it allows the merchant to provide store credit by client. Excuse me, so they can choose, what amount of credit the client is going to receive and how that's paid off. Really good feature for things like layaway, um, like for institutions, educational institutions, they can give credit for the whole tuition and charge it to the credit account, and then the student can go ahead and pay it down little by little. Um, it also comes with a second feature built into the customer database, which is a customizable points-based loyalty program. Now, the merchant gets to choose how many points are generated in a purchase, and then how many points are required to redeem a purchase as well. The sales tax, very flexible. It's assigned at the individual product level. You can have unlimited sales tax rates, which then you can group into unlimited sales tax categories. So you can have, 100 different products and 100 different kinds of taxes charged if you like to. Um, it also, of course, because it's cloud backed up, it's constantly synchronizing with the cloud. So if you have a merchant that has multiple terminals at the same store, they can start a transaction with one terminal and then finish it with another. They can run a refund on one terminal, even if the transaction was run on a different one. And of course, if the system breaks down, it's very easy to replace. Everything is backed up on the cloud. And I want to emphasize it's backed up on the cloud, meaning that you still have it stored locally, which means that if you do, your internet fails or anything like that, you can still run your cash transactions. We don't support store and forward, but these terminals are very easy to change Wi-Fi network. So if your main network goes down and you have a cell phone, usually you can activate a mobile hotspot and switch it over very easily. Then, of course, because we do have a cloud backup, it gives us the ability to remotely log into what's going on at the store. Okay, we have a web portal that is actually browser-based, so no need to download an app or anything like that. As long as your device can support, Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome or the iOS Safari, any one of those will usually work. So you have computers, tablets, even smartphones that you'll be able to log in and manage remotely and configure remotely. You can do anything on the web portal that you would do on the terminal, with the exception of a couple of things like running a transaction and things like that. And of course, because you've got the terminals themselves that come with reports, you also have a very wide range of reports on the web portal that are Excel and PDF based. Because again, it's cloud-based, means that your deployment time can usually be quicker because you can actually ship the equipment without having configured it. You can configure it on the back end, and then when the merchant receives the device, they just connect it to the internet, and then it'll usually download all of the information. This means that also, you can do updates, firmware updates, and things like that. Very, very little disruption to the actual device. And do automatic updates and things like that. As I mentioned, we run on PAX devices right now, but we are expanding to Deja Vu, Nextgo, and Valor as well. You can see here on the left-hand side is a screenshot of the actual POS. On the one on the top is a handheld POS, like an A920, A77. Some of the Deja Vu will also look like that. And again, the portable version is not a watered down version. It has all the same features and functionality that your countertop version does. The one on the bottom left here is actually what you would see on the countertop, which is what you saw on the machine that I was running the sample on. This here on the right hand side is what you would see in the web portal. The one on the top is what you would see on a computer or a tablet with a larger screen, and then on the one on the bottom is what you would see on a smartphone, which has a smaller screen. Um, our devices, as I said, right now they're all PAX devices, but we're going to be adding more. They do run on Android. All of them usually come with a battery. Even the ones that are not portable have a battery as a backup. So if you're in the middle of a transaction and your power goes down, you're not going to have to ring everything up again. It's going to be going to stay there. Of course, your handheld units, your portable units have much stronger battery life. So those are usually on standby at least for 24 hours and so forth. They usually come all with cameras as well. You can utilize. Some of them come with dual terminal screens so that you've got a customer facing screen and an operating screen as well. They don't have to share that. But for the countertop, you can connect, of course, via Ethernet, Wi-Fi. Some of them you can even use a SIM card. And then for your mobile devices, for the portable ones, normally you can connect via Wi-Fi, also using a SIM card. It's very flexible POS in the food industry. You can work with quick serve, fast food, maybe a small mom and pop restaurant. Also any storefront food industry stuff like butcher, ice cream parlor. You know, those frozen yogurt places now that we're going to have the integrated scale also be a good fit. And then on the retail side, very broad range of verticals. And you've got, of course, garments such as boutiques, thrift stores, and things like that. Today we saw Bodega for grocery store, mini mart, something that's be small grocers, and then other retailers like hardware, tires, and things like that as well. Is a pretty good fit for our system. It does come with 24/7 support. So, any merchant you sign up, they're going to have a 1-800 number they can call. It's right here in the US, west coast of Florida. We also do provide for you, the reseller, some additional resources such as Sound Hub. Sound Hub is kind of your one-stop shop where you can see, things like user guides, videos, things like that. And if there's anything that's trending, you can also see it on there. There's a community chat that's also created on there, so resellers can talk amongst themselves. We do provide, of course, firmware updates and app updates, upgrades. We're constantly doing updates to our POS. We know how competitive it is and how we need to evolve. So we are definitely, listening to whatever you suggest as far as new features and functionalities. And we do provide also advanced level support. So in addition to the 24/7, if there's anything that goes beyond their scope of support, we will be able to escalate it and get the proper response for you. And we have a very, very experienced implementation team that'll help you either train you on doing the boarding and deployment or do it for you as well. All right. So with that, that pretty much ends with today's workshop. I don't see any questions on the system here. But again, if you want to go back and watch this workshop or pretty much any other workshop, please feel free to visit our YouTube channel, Sound Payments. And I would even encourage you, there's a section there called Shorts, which we have about, I think it's something like 10 or 15 videos. Very nice because it's usually like a video for under a minute, and it explains maybe a feature, functionality, or an application of our POS, of our solutions. So again, everybody, thank you very much for taking the time. Hopefully I believe this is the last session for the year. Let me double check that. We normally take a break. No, we have one more in November, and then we'll take a break, usually December, January. You know how hectic it is, end of year, beginning of year. And usually we'll kick off again either February or March of next year. So I do invite you to come to the next workshop, which is going to be around testimonials. You'll hear some of our resellers and what are some of the things that they've been able to accomplish using our POS solution, Sound POS. So thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of the day.